Hey guys, my name is Gerard Mumza, and I'm doing tourism reservation system, and my area of interest is tourism. So the database systems in the tourism sector are the tourism management database system, database system, hotel management database system, tour tracking database system. The choice is tourism reservation database system. Reasons why: to eliminate errors in keeping the documents, to reduce time taken, to monitor the tours that are taking place on the field, to easily monitor the tourists from the different regions where they are heading to. Application domain: the user shall be able to log in. First time user shall register and shall be able to view the available tours, to book what tour. They shall prompt users to book the flight, book the available hotel rooms, and shall make a payment of their booking, and very many other. So we go to the processes. The process is: one shall send an invoice. After sending an invoice, then he can book a tour, then he can make a payment of that tour that he has booked, and monitoring the movement of the company vehicles. User groups: we have tourists, company staff, drivers, tour guides, flight operators. System requirements: one, it should be fast, user-friendly, accurate, integrate with other systems such as the hotel management system, and should be able to identify the needs for the users as fast as possible. Benefits: to make decisions, making the booking process easier and in a chronological way, sending invoices and making payments online, easier financials, and should be hassle-free while you are booking. And so the course, we have the infrastructure, tourism development of infrastructure such as roads, advertising, employment of the workers, purchase of hardware and machinery such as servers. So running such databases onto your system requires very fast servers that can easily interact with the users of the system. Then after we go to user capabilities, a user to use the system should at least understand English, should be computer literate, and should be able to have the online payment method, and should be able to and conversant with it. Then we go to the risk assessment. The organizational risks: we have weakness in the bank systems and the management and planning systems by the organization. Technical risks: unskilled, power blackouts and shortages. For example, if the server is running and power goes off, it can lead to failure, and there is a risk of data migration and challenges. Migrating data from one place to another is a challenge. And internet access: some geographic areas are where internet access. Limitations: supporting very many users, and it requires internet access, thus limiting its availability. Incompetent users and customers: that accuracy of the system. List of entities: we have the city, branch, country, booking, flight, rooms, hotel, staff, login, and very many others. And the following are the entities and attributes. For example, the booking has the booking ID, booking name, booked date, tourist ID, room ID, tour ID, flight ID, promotions ID, as they are data attributes, and they with different data types and constraints. So all these are the entities and their data types. Then we move to the entity relationship diagram. Driver drives. This is a relationship, and this is a marpist. For example, one driver drives one vehicle. A relationship between a driver is called drives, and these are the marpistes. As we see here, we have a ternary relationship. For example, a register. One to log in must have registered as a tourist ID so that he can use the system. Then we go to the login interface. This interface shall be for persons who have already used the interface so that we connected to database so that can verify the person who is logging into the system and verify the credentials. If someone has no account, then he shall sign up, and after signing up, this is what he give to the database, and he signs up and the database will capture it. Then there's a booking interface that shall help one to book interface to book the tour he or she wants. We have the tour's name, book tour, and book date, category, and etc. The physical design, we have the database schema, the relationship between the tables in the database. For example, the problem, they are poor, they can't be visible enough. But you see here, this is the table name, the column name, the constraint name, the reference table name, and the reference column name. So this is, for example, booking has flight ID and flight ID as it is column name that is receiving the foreign key, and after receiving the foreign key, this is a booking flight, the name of the foreign key. Then we got flight. It is from the table called flight, and its table column is flight ID, and others are the same as below. Then we go to the database schema that shows its relationships. You see the data type, the entities as described here, and there are data types inside. The description of the queries, and on the login page, there is a query that selects the information that the user has filled in it, and this is what the user has entered if it is correct with that is in the database. And on the register page, we have, after the user has inserted all the information in the register, in the fields, he clicks the register, the query will insert the data that the user has entered in the fields into the database. So there is an insert query there. Reports, when the user clicks on view the menu, then he will be able to produce, the system will be able to produce a report about what the user has clicked. This is the show table query. This is implementing the SQL. These are all the tables I described, and this is design booking table in with the sum data, some of the data about other tables in the foreign key, and now this is the select that selects certain columns in another table. For example, select first name, last name, email, country from the twice the table. Here we see the twice has very many columns, but we have selected only these as. So we go to the design interface. This is the design interface of the user login. As you see, this the user was logging in and the information was captured, and you see the password is encrypted. When he clicks login, then he can easily access the tools. This is the registration interface where one can register. This is the query that is inside, where it selects from the password detail where the username is that one. So it will capture this one and selects this password and sees whether it is correct, and it is the one that is. If it is correct, then the user will be able to log in, and if it is not correct, then he will stay. He will be there until he gets the correct password and the username. Then we have the tools menu. When the user clicks file view and goes to the promotion, you can see the promotions that are being given at that time, and tours available, rooms available, and others. So basically the system will improve him or her booking. Here the user can be able to book with the system when he presses on this menu bar, so he'll be able to access other bookings and other information from the database. And after that, then the user will be able to book and submit. So thank you very much for listening to me, and for viewing this channel. Subscribe and like. Bye. I sign out. Thank you very much.